Good Sunday morning, YouTube family. So, I'm bringing you Heart and Hustle back in the saddle. Back in the saddle, y'all. And back in the saddle is you will see what it means. This not gonna be a long video, but it's gonna at least be 15 minutes. So the ladies go to pole dancing, and Elena she invites them to pole dancing, and if pole dancing is not for everybody, I'm seeing pole dancing ain't for everybody. It was evident this episode. And it just involves you doing a lot of working this and working that and working your lower body and then just building up the strength. So I figured everybody couldn't do it though. So they was just having fun and all that. And Elena, she was actually better at the pole dancing. And that's what everybody said. They said, "Oh, Elena, you doing good. You doing good, Elena." And Manera didn't go. She said, "You doing," everybody said, "You doing good." And then we get over to Latoya. And then she is hooked up, by Labrina for a blind date. And I'll be honest with y'all, I saw her blind date and I just saw them talking about general stuff. Just general stuff. It wasn't nothing important that they said and important that they didn't say. I just go ahead and skip on to that. And Elena's first client, it goes over to Elena. And her first client is none other than the best Latoya Luckett. And then she said that she's her longtime client. And she is doing her makeup for her. And they were just talking about, because they close like that. And then she was just telling her that, asking her about Josh and asking her how is the marriage and all that. And, Elena, she couldn't wait to tell that her and Josh, when she tells Latoya that they are still in the same space and they not elevating at all. And then Latoya tells her to ask Josh again, do he want to go to couples therapy? Because he said that he wants to, and he's been going to individual therapy for himself. And she just told her to ask Josh again if he wants to go to couples therapy. And it'll be worth it if you ask again. And she agreed to ask Josh again. And I'm like, yeah, girl, you got to keep asking. It is your husband. And I know that he cheated and all that. And I know that he betrayed your trust and all this and this and that. And that's all the more reason why that he needs to be in couples therapy with you. So you'll be able to tell him how you were feeling when he betrayed your trust and all that. And how you were feeling when he cheated on you. Simple as that. And then we going back to another scene, Miss Latoya, and she meets with Sylvia, her, therapist, at her home. And she says that she needs Miss Sylvia. She is dealing with the loss of her dad, and her dad was her everything. I found out some stuff that she said he was her best friend and confidant, and she found him deceased on the bed from a heart attack. And she came in the house and she found him on the bed deceased, and she found out that he passed from a heart attack. And she tells Miss Sylvia that she is wifey material, and she just pretty much just needs somebody to comfort her in times like this when Miss Sylvia is not there for her. Then she said she just needs companionship, and she wants companionship, and she just doesn't want to spend her life, not having a partner, and she needs companionship. And Latoya says that men are honestly intimidated by her not by who she is. I mean, not, by anything but who she is and job wise. And, they just feel like, okay, well, she got this, I got this. She got more than me. I ain't gonna be able to be the full man like I need to be if I start dating her. So she's saying that men just run away from her. And I said, wow, I had no idea about that either. And then we get to Elena, and Elena meets Manera to talk about, things. And then Elena says that Josh is not meeting her halfway. And she did tell her dad, couldn't tell y'all everything. She said that Josh is not meeting her halfway. But she hopes that he will have, accountability on what happened in their marriage and how he betrayed her trust and he hurt her. And she said that she wants to stay in the marriage and she wants to work with him, but she's just pretty much nervous and scared. And that's why she wanted him to go to couples therapy with her. I understood why she wanted him to go to couples therapy with her so that he could take accountability for what he did. And and so he could hear that, okay, well, when you did this to me, I didn't like that. I didn't like when you did this and that to me. And you hurt me in this way. And I always was thinking, with situations like that with men sometimes, they just don't be ready to take full accountability. They just don't be ready to take full accountability. It's not nothing that you be done did or anything like that, but they just don't have the mental stability or the capacity to talk with you and listen to you and, meet you halfway. Like she's saying that she wants Josh to meet her halfway. And I said, well, Josh, you are still staying in the house. You okay with being in a separate bedroom away from your wife? And it just seems like he's not really taking all accountability and stuff like that. I mean, but hey, like I said, I can't be putting my, views and my opinions too hard on Josh because I don't know him. And all of this is, just strictly opinion based off me being in the situations, and all this is based off opinion and based off some of the people that I have dealt with. But he just seems very, very familiar with somebody that I used to talk to. But hey, to each his own. And Chloe and Ro, they meet to talk at her home, and Ro shows and talks to her about her possibility about being pregnant. And the reason why she can't be, and she's not ready. And I understand, the fear of, thinking that you had a slip up, a possibility. But hey, it ended on a cliffhanger, y'all. And then it goes to Latoria when she's waiting for her blind date. And like I was telling y'all in the beginning of the video, they were, just talking. And I mean, they had a good conversation. And then we quickly gonna go to Ro. And she meets with her therapist about her feelings in her life and, her being vulnerable to the wrong type of people. And, her expressing that she don't want to continue to keep being vulnerable to the wrong type of people and not, get nothing in return for it. And I'm like, I understand. I definitely understand. And like, I'm not gonna throw my actual personal relationship in it, but I mean, I can understand from personal reasons. I really can. So it was just, that and that. And then Elena and Josh, they finally talked. This the last part, y'all. Elena and Josh, they finally talk about therapy. And she tells him that he hurt her. And she just says that she just really, really wants the marriage to work. Like I had said, she wants the marriage to work. And I want their marriage to work too. I don't know them, but I mean, just a woman's perspective, I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody's situation to be on point, on top, on point. So they just talk, and she just tell him that this is what you did and it hurt me. And when you did this, that hurt me. And he agreed to do couples therapy. And I said, that's all she wanted. She just wanted couples therapy because, believe it or not, Josh, she been with you forever and a day. And y'all been, married. And she accepted and she was okay with the fact that you betrayed her trust. So, hey. And I said, if that's all it's gonna take, I'm all for it, girl. And so, Josh agreed to go to couples therapy, which I'm so, so glad. And that'll strengthen and help their marriage and help them progress and move forward. And that was Heart and Hustle Houston back in the saddle. And when I tell you that Latoya, she was back in the saddle with that gentleman. He was a handsome older gentleman, but she back in the saddle, y'all. And she ready to get to bucking back in the saddle. I'm like, go girl. Clock, 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 clock. And I be feeling like I need to be back in the saddle myself. But relationships are hard. I know for a fact relationships are hard. And I'm not going to keep, incorporating myself, but I'm just going to say relationships are hard. And this, whatever this is that I'm supposed to be in, relationships are hard. And I'm tired of being confused about what the status of whatever I'm supposed to be in is. And I'm just thinking, for what it was worth, I could have kept who I was with initially. I could have kept my fiance. But that didn't pan out right neither. So it's just something with an older guy and me, 35, and anybody that's 40, in their 40s and up. All of them just don't, everybody is different. All of them just don't handle you the exact same way. And I had to learn that everybody is not the same. Everybody is not the same. Most definitely everybody is not the same. And I learned that wholeheartedly. And I mean, it just gets you in an effed up situation if you're thinking that everybody is the same, because everybody is not the same, especially every man ain't the same. They ain't making them like they used to back in the day when your mamas and your grandmas, great grandma, I'm speaking from my point of view, my grandma, my great grandmama, all married, long standing for years. They were widows until they passed. And I come from a lineage where marriage is what it needs to be. And it's just like, they don't make them like they used to make them back in the day. You be lucky if you find one. You be lucky if you find one. And it's just a thing of, if you find somebody that is, more compatible to you and all that, then you just have to keep them. And just try to work with them and just try to have, communication is the key. Communication is the key. And that's why I said that I can relate to Elena so much, because communication is the key. You have to talk to your partner. Because if you don't, then you're going to always forever be thinking, okay, well, if I would have did this, if I would have said this, then it probably would have been different. No. As long as you have something on your mind and you have something that you want to talk about, you have to ask questions, and you have to have a conversation. You have to have a conversation. You do. It ain't nothing else forward or nothing else that can be done other than you gotta have a conversation. Because if you don't have a conversation, you'll always be left wondering. And my po Elena, she was left wondering with her own husband. And like I said, I believe in the most highest above, and I believe that you come across people that, from your past for a reason. And, you just have to accept the fact that you just have to. Okay, so let me just say this. I did come across somebody that I was entertaining. And we recently, came back.